I would like to welcome you in this new chapter where we're going to be learning about concepts. Concepts are a mechanism we can use to set up constraints or restrictions on the template parameters in our function templates. For example, we can use this technique to say that we want our function to be only called with integers, and if you call it with something that isn't an integer, it's going to give you a compiler error. One thing I should emphasize is that concepts are one of the big 4 features in C++ 20, so we're going to be learning about this in this chapter. We have just said that we use them to place constraints on our template parameters, but we saw that we could do something like that in the last chapter where we could use type traits and static asserts. For example, if you look at the function here, it's going to print a number, but we have a requirement for this number to be an integral type through the static assert that we have here. We're going to see that we can do something really similar with concepts, but it's going to be much cleaner in that the logic to enforce our constraints is not going to be in the function body. It's going to be somewhat in the function declaration in the constraints that we put on the template parameter here. We're going to see specific syntaxes of how you can do this starting in the next lecture. There are two sides to concepts in C++. There are standard built-in concepts that come with the C++ programming language. But if for some reason these happen not to be enough, you can build your own, and we're going to see how we can do that later in this chapter. Here are a few examples of concepts you can use in your C++ program. You can use the integral concepts to enforce that your parameters be integrals. You can use the floating point concept to enforce that your template parameters be of floating point type. You can do all kinds of crazy things. Okay, concepts are really cool and they are going to make your function templates much safer to work with. We are going to stop here in this lecture and show you how you can use concepts starting in the next lecture. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.